Hello and welcome to what will be probably my first video doing analysis for Vampire Savior Darkstalker 3, you know. Since this is the first video and I want these analysis to have like reach, not to be just aimed towards the intermediate or advanced players, and it to be for everyone really. Um, I'm gonna show you the very beginning of how you can find useful vods for the matchups that you want and for the characters that you want. Specifically today we're going to be looking at Jetta versus Hiku, or Elbaf, or Fish, or whatever you call them. So there are two main ways that you can look for matches by people. First one, so let me just go on Google, because Bing sucks. So the first one is through Fightcade Vids, which is a website. You go, and you go on advanced search. You'll see that there are a bunch of games, a bunch of different games that Fightcade Vids archives. All of these, to be exact. But we're gonna be taking a look at Vampire Savior, Lord of Vampire, and we can look for Jetta versus Elbaf. So this way, you'll see a lot of vods by people who play these matchups, such as myself, Phoenix Meister. There. So that's one way to look for it. Another way is going through. So this one is more convoluted. You have to know to look for it. First, we're gonna open up YouTube. Just gonna leave it open here, and then we're gonna go to Mizumi. You can see that I already have it on my search history. And go for Jetta. And right at the bottom, we're gonna have some players for every region. So you got Kenpachi from North America, and a lot of Japanese guys. We wanna look at the Japanese Jettas first. So for example, you just take their Japanese name, try it on the search, and I put in AU because that's for Elbaf, which is what they call him. So here we can see Oichi, which is the best Jetta in the world, versus Elbaf. So we're gonna leave that here too. I know that there are many VODs from Oichi versus Elbaf specifically, because he usually shows up in these compilations, which are, you know, an hour long. I'm gonna look for Shimatsuya now, which is the second best Jetta. Just replace here. And here we go. Just 28 minutes of Shimatsuya versus Hiku. It's an old matchup. It's an old video, but it's still very useful to see. So onto the analysis for Jetta versus Hiku specifically. So I've been playing for a couple of months, and I already know a thing or two about the matchup. Mainly is that both Jetta and Hiku are gonna be fighting for the ground in their own way. Jetta will throw out Segas, which is his projectile, and Hiku will throw out charge moves. These characters do not like when they're being approached from the ground. So Hiku is trying to fight Jetta's Jet Dash, mainly Jet Dash MP, because that really opens him up. And Jetta is fighting Hiku's Dash MP or Dash anything. They don't want to be at disadvantage on each other's faces. So you will see that to open up, both these players just dash back because they want to get just some stuff on the screen. Here Hiku opts for a charge move, which is his Sonic, and Shimatsuya just sort of stands around. But there he could have thrown a Sega on the ground to avoid being approached by Hiku. And this is really like the base for this matchup. They're gonna try to be getting at each other from the air. You can see already one jump in from Albaf. And then he gets a dash in afterwards, which is what he wants. Tries to jump again, and successfully so. And then Jetta jumps in and starts doing his thing. And there you go, just what I said. He's controlling space with the gas, and Jetta is controlling space with the Sega. And I think now one of them will either jump in or just throw another move. Yeah, Shimatsuya plays it safe, throws a Sega. Hiku neutral jumps. He was anticipating that Jetta would jump in, and if he did, he would counter him on the air. And there you go, they're just saying clear. And here, Shimatsuya gets a little too antsy. So he gets anxious. He tries to just jet dash in because he thought he was gonna just stay put, and then he gets punished for that because that's the exact reason that Hiku is throwing out these charges to begin with, to combat the 6-6. Yeah, he's gonna get the heavy punch, pretty standard. Gonna try and set up a good Oki. Doesn't get the cross up. Yeah, applying some pressure and the bubble setup. Jetta is a character that's not really bad at finding the bubble since he has such a big jump. He can just hop right over it. He can also just Dark Force. It's usually risky to try and hurt fish as he's doing this. It's safer to just jump over it. So that's something that you have to do a lot in this matchup. Just jumping over bubbles. Ooh, unlucky. Yeah, also in the corner is very hard. You see that even though Hiku is like perfect for Jetta to just dash in with an MP, which is really frequent on most matchups in this range, Shimatsuya just jumps over. That's because what Hiku is doing is he's sort of mixing them up. He's making Jetta stay put because Jetta doesn't know if he's charging or not. If he tries to dash in, he's gonna get hit by a Sonic. And if he tries to just like press 2MK to fight a dash, he's gonna get hit by it too. So Shimatsuya just jumps forward, probably holding back, just to get out of that position. Here you go. Now this is now really bad for Hiku. It's being reset. It's typically a bad position. What Jetta, I think, what I like to do with Jetta here is just try and get some crouching light kicks and a Sega on the screen to limit his movement. Yeah, he goes for a 2MK to fight his jump, but now he's in lag. That's sad. It's very important to keep Hiku on the corner when you can. There you go, Dark Force to escape the bubble. Guard canceling is really important on this matchup. This is medium. No, that's not medium punch. I just did a regular chain. But dash medium punch is something that can really fuck you up if you let Hiku do it for free. And it's very good if you can guard cancel it quickly. Hiku is a character that he will be doing grounded chains a lot. So knowing to guard cancel really fast and really safely is really important on this matchup. See? Throws out a Sega, just controlling space. Yeah, Jet dash is through. That's a good angle for Jetta to approach Hiku. Ooh, nice PP. Okay, closes out the bat. Yeah, this is also something really good. What Hiku is doing here, he's walking back to not only just get his charge in and control the space, but also so that the screen doesn't move back when Jetta walks back. He does this so that it's harder to deal with the bubble, because it sort of makes Jetta get cornered. So Shimatsuya just gets a Sega in, so that there's no jump in shenanigans. And then he jumps over whilst chicken blocking, because that makes him block the gas if it's still active. So that's a nice way of escaping the bubble. But yeah, it's pretty much a trap when Hiku does this, because he's trying to bait you into just jumping in over the bubble but he will have both the gas and the Sonic to combat you. A worst case scenario, you can actually chicken block right back into the bubble and die. Yeah, unlucky. It's hit by a throw. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna watch pretty much the whole thing, take some notes, and then talk about them once I get done. But it's good to talk side by side in front of the game. It's even better to be analyzing a Japanese Jetta. Okay, so I've watched 20 minutes of it, and made some notes about the matchup in question. So skipping to 140. It's Little important thing. So one hit guard canceling versus bubble setups. Pretty much every single time you're gonna get one of these meaties. When you're in this position and this bubble is really annoying because if you roll in, you still get hit by it. Even if you're behind Hiku, you're gonna get hit by the bubble. Here, every single fish is going to do one or two things. They're either gonna jump in and predict that you're gonna jump neutral to try and reset you or force you to fall down blocking, get hit by the bubble, or they're just gonna meaty. It's very it's very tempting to do this, which is a one hit guard cancel. I don't know what exactly Hikul can do. He can always just wait and let Jetta whiff his guard cancel and react accordingly. Especially because I think Shimatsuya didn't have any meter when he got knocked down, so he couldn't Dark Force. So it was pretty safe for Hikul to just wait to see if he jumps. Because if he jumps, he can react with a jump HP or something. But right here, it's a little thing that you can mix up with Jetta. If they're doing a lot of meaties after the bubble setup, you can one-hit guard cancel, which is a really important skill for Jetta in general. Punish here is a really important moment for Jetta. It's how you're gonna punish most Hiku players for playing like a full screen game and turning out charges in neutral. You see here that Uminoko gets reset, push blocked, and then he does a jump back. It's extremely common for charge characters to do a jump back with some random stuff, fall down, instantly charge. Shimatsuya sees that, so he does a full screen jump in, medium punch, heavy punch, just combos. It's a very common punish to these setups. Uh, Usually they will like whiff some normals and do the charge, or they'll jump back and do the charge. It's one way of knowing if they'll do it. Shimatsuya reads it, goes in. He gets PB'd, unfortunately. He could even have linked if the HP hit twice, I think. But that's an important note, because just throwing out gases and Sonics in neutral is a very bad habit that a lot of fish players have. So that's one of the ways that Jetta can really go at them for that. Jetta can do full screen punishes on Hiku. He has stuff like this, where he whiffs his move that he wants to control the space with. He whiffs and Jetta gets in, but Hiku does not have that. And because of that, Jetta can always throw out a Sega at this range. It's pretty much always a safe bet, unless Hiku uses that weird super that throws a lot of waves. Then Jetta can get down on the ground and get hit. But that's just a shitty use for a meter, so who cares? But because Hiku doesn't have like a really big threat from full screen, Jetta can always comfortably throw out those Segas and make for these mini games. And right here, you will also see what happens when Jetta gets a little too happy with the momentum that he gets. You see that Shimatsuya gets the guard cancel. He's on advantage. Gets one hit on block. Tries to catch him blocking low. Misses. See he's on the air. Tries to jump in, keep pressure. Whiffs. Not content. He goes for it, but you have to be careful when you try to capitalize off momentum with Jetta. Because Hiku was holding back this whole time, he fell down and he had charge. Made Jetta get hit by a Sonic instantly. And this is bad news. Gets crossed up and dies. So every time that you think of just like really pushing the issue on Hiku, you have to remember that his charge is very, very dangerous. So right here, this is just a cool little dash string. Like a string to apply pressure. Does crouching light kick. Hiku guesses that he's gonna try to throw out a Sega probably. Jet dash heavy kick. Doesn't link, but he wasn't blocking low. He gets 3 hits and he ends it short. He could have done a crouching heavy kick, but Shimatsuya's idea here was to just end the game right there and keep applying pressure, because he gets better advantage out of a standing medium kick. And right here, he also applies a really cute sort of mix-up, which is a jet dash light kick into light punch linked. So this setup only works if they block the light kick high. You see that he was already blocking high because he thought he was gonna get hit by a jet dash heavy kick. Because of that, he was already holding down after getting hit. Then he got hit by the light punch, and it linked into the crouching light kick when he landed. This is a very cutesy mix-up. That being said, over on 1741, we'll also see what happens if he doesn't block high. Yeah, there you go. He does the same thing. He ends with a 5 medium kick. His idea is to keep pressure. He goes for the jet dash light kick, but Uminoko keeps blocking low, so he just whiffs. And he thought Uminoko was going to block, so he tried buffering the light punch to hit, and it just whiffs. Luckily, he was in time to block, but he could have gotten a hit. And since Hiku has bar, it could have been very dangerous. It's a very risky thing that you can do, which is jumping forward, chicken blocking the Sonic, and punishing with a medium punch. That is you should be very careful doing that, because look how low Shimatsuya was when he got the chicken block that. Anything grounded that Hiku does would have knocked him out. Here, it's a pretty cool difference between Shimatsuya and Oichi. Oichi, after push blocks, usually does a back jump into a medium punch, which would have hit here. But Shimatsuya prefers a heavy kick, from what I've noticed. But this is also pretty cool. It's a very standard push block jetted thing, where you catch them trying to continue pressure. You go up, and once you land, I don't really understand why, but this crouching light kick hits a lot. It just hits a lot of people. I don't really understand why though. And in contrast to the first few games, where Uminoko was doing a lot of charge moves in neutral, getting jumped in, uh, here, just watch along. He stays super grounded. He just plays patiently against jump-ins. He's just neutral jumping, trying to catch Jetta dash it in, but he's not throwing his charges anymore. He just stays sort of iced out. Yeah, they're close by, but here you go. He has one charge. He's just holding ground. No charges, just holding it. Just waiting. Could have charged again. No rush. Shimatsuya is still doing a lot of jump-ins, but this time they're being blocked. I want to get chicken blocked, unfortunately for friend. Here you go. Just yes, Sonic to control some space. He's trying to catch him jumping in, being more safe with the way that he controls his space. It's not really working out at the moment, but this is just an instance of him adapting. Oh yeah, Shimatsuya dies here because Hiku is broken. He just died off one interaction. He was doing super well. Got hit by this and died. Meaty. Reset. Bread and butter combo. Instant overhead. Reset into the bubble. It even hit him on block unlike the last frame. Got hit by it again. Yeah, set for Jetta. But you're gonna see that every time that they're in a very neutral position, Uminoko is just holding ground. Especially on full screen. Because now he understands the threat of Jetta just jumping in. And he's trying to fight that against. He's trying to fight against that directly. Just holding ground, being patient, dashing under the jump in. That's another way that he found to punish that. The main way that Uminoko has adapted to the jump in stuff from Shimatsuya is neutral jumping with the medium punch and dashing under stuff. And it worked out fine. I don't think he lost too much after this. But you can see that because he's not throwing out many charges and he's also being very patient, he's not just charging in. He mostly just threatens it, but never does it. Shimatsuya, when he's not jumping in, he gets to play around with his pace and draw out Segas for pretty much for free. But here they have 10 seconds, so he has to go in. Yeah, so this is how Minoko is adapting. He pretty much ditched just throwing out the charges. And because of that, now Shimatsuya adapts to that, and now you will see a lot more jet dashing and a lot more air dashing directly. As you can see, the backdash into the air dash in heavy punch is going to be very recurrent now because the gases are no longer a massive threat since Uminoko is disencouraged to do them. They're still a threat, but a less common one. There you go, gets a 6-6 in. Just poking, it's nice pressure. See, now he's just jumping. And you see that because Uminoko is jumping a lot, trying to catch those jump ins, or if jet dashes in, he's gonna end up underneath him. Now Shimatsu is gonna try and move a lot, stay flexible. And if he moves a lot, he can always just land on range to land the crouching medium kick. Like he does here. Because he's just moving a lot. It makes the jump arc predictable. Heavy punch, you see that it resets a lot of him. Because of the range and the way the move hits, it's a tool to combat just whiffing stuff on the air. Yeah, see? There he closed out the game, but this really shows like the anticipation that Shimatsuya had. Gets him the block, that's good. But once he pushes him like that on the push block, he knows that he can neutral jump in, just dash in, or throw out a charge move, either a Sonic or a Gas. So now he's just switching on the ground because he's trying to react to everything. He wants to see if he's gonna just whiff a charge move. If he jumps in, he wants to be ready to crouching medium kick that and reset him. And right there, he wants to. I think he wanted to jump in, but that's a harder thing to react. Right there, he does get the same mix-up that I talked about earlier, and that allows him to close out the game. Very risky for him to go with the jet dash light kick there. But yeah, going forward is a lot of Uminoko doing just that, mixing up every bit of defense of his. I think this is a cool match to watch because he really takes a shift on Shimatsuya and making him stop using the charges in neutral to them seeing how the 6-6 approaches pair well against him once he's dismotivated to do them. All makes for a very like active game of adaptation with some really good bits of aggression from Shimatsuya too. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say about this set specific. It may be from 2013, but I think it's still pretty good to watch along.